Hey guys, what is up? It is Bibs7 here again, and welcome to another RuneScape 3 vlog here today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this week's update, which was the smooth movement update that they showed off at RuneFest, and we were honestly not expecting it to come out for like a long time, because it was basically that's what they said at RuneFest. Like, this stuff was in early alpha, not even ever really thinking about coming out anytime soon. But they kind of surprised us and ended up saying that Smooth Movement was coming this month. And as you can see in the game, it is now out. So it's not as big a change as I kind of thought it would be. I don't know. They showed it obviously at RuneFest, and we already knew what it was going to look like. But I'm just going to do a farm run here. That'll kind of, show it off a little bit, give you an idea of what it's like if you haven't jumped in game yet. Should have activated my aura. But yeah, basically it's just smoother, and it's a lot more noticeable. Like, if you're just walking and then, like, you click over here, you can see like a smoother turns as you go, but it's much more noticeable if you do something like go around a corner, like 90 degrees, do a 90-degree turn like this. Like, that looks so much better than it used to. It's really noticeable with things like that. And it just looks nicer. It's basically what it is. It's nice and smooth. Going around corners, you actually look like, someone might look, I guess, if they were walking instead of like, going literally like left and then down. Did I actually click that? I didn't even see that. But yeah, instead of like going left and then down, you just go, kind of like you're walking in a circle. Now, of course, this doesn't actually change. Oh, are these diseased? Hells yeah. Can I buy not like the Morchella spores. Actually, I'm not even, well, can I clear them? Because if they, yeah, I can. I'm not even going to bother because, I don't know, it doesn't really matter that much. Morchella spores are nearly infinite. But, yeah, that I think it looks really good. And as far as I've seen on Reddit, there has not been any game-breaking massive bugs as a result of this, which is honestly a surprise to me, considering it is, a pretty core piece of the game. Although I assume it's just like animation. It's not really anything to do with the actual movement code, but who knows really. So yeah, overall, I have no issues with it. You guys can let me know if you have any problems with it in the comments. Although there is one slight bug thing with it that just is a bit annoying, and that's if you surge or bladed dive or anything like that, and then you click while you're in the animation of doing that ability, you'll kind of look like you like warp. So let's see if I can get it to. No, see, it didn't happen there. I'm trying to get it. I'll try and get it to happen here. Let's try a surge here. I don't know, maybe they released a hotfix for it. I didn't see one, but maybe I'm just not doing it right. I'm trying to kind of like spam click it, but maybe when I'm at the Actofontis it will be a little better. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just smoother movement. It does actually look a bit weird, like you might have seen right there. It looks a bit weird now when you're like doing something like this, because you'll just kind of like float in between. But yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with it. I'm really hoping that some of those other things that they showed off will end up coming out eventually, like the crazy faster ticks that they had, and then just the other one was, I think, the predictive movement almost, which seems like it would like completely break a lot of things and like make the game super weird and not make much sense, where like you would click and you would start moving immediately, but you wouldn't actually be where you were being shown on the screen. I don't know, it seems like that one would be really strange, but the faster ticks would definitely be amazing, although obviously again it would require so much to actually do. Other than that, there were a couple of little patch notes in there that I wanted to mention off as well. They mentioned on the farming and herb lore section of the patch notes here that they have actually changed, or they say tweaked, the bean sale values across the board for all new Ranch Out of Time animals, which I was kind of surprised to see. I didn't know that they were going to be doing that, and I'm wondering if they increased them or decreased them. Let's see, does it happen here? Okay, you saw it right there. At the end of my bladed dive, I kind of like teleported a little bit. It happened right there too, like there's a jolt with it, and that's obviously as a result of this. So that's not a great thing, obviously. Hopefully they can fix that, but aside from just the surge and bladed dive issue, it's overall a pretty sweet update now. I'm probably not going to go to racks today. That's just kind of like a rule I have on this account. No PVM on Mondays. Usually just make Mondays a nice chill skilling day for me for the most part. So yeah, don't want to take any risks that there's some bug that was undiscovered as of yet, just to be safe. I don't know. Obviously it could still happen on a Tuesday, but it's just my paranoia for the most part. Other than that, let me see if there was any other things on here. I know there were at least a couple of things. Elite Dungeon teletabs are now able to be used with it while you're in combat. Now I have no idea why that was not allowed before, but glad that they have made that change to be I guess that's an improvement to them in general. Other than that, we can move down a little bit. I think there was something in the general section, which I always hate having to trawl through, that might have been, I know there's something that they removed that seemed like it should have happened a while ago, but is actually annoying to some people, and I'm just trying to figure out or like remember. Oh yeah, this is what it was. So in God Wars 2, the Heart of Gielinor, to get KC, there's a lot of these places around the dungeon where a lot of monsters will spawn in all at once. I think it's like an invasion is what it's called, and then they like go off and fight with the other factions. And I'm fairly sure that this change made it so that you'll no longer be able to, because like what people would do is they would like corruption blast that big group, and then eventually they would all be killed by not even by the person. Like they would go off and fight other NPCs, and the corruption blast would have spread to like all of them and given you technically hits on all of them, and you would end up getting the KC for all those kills. And I guess maybe you could also like have things like your drop cleaners, like your spring cleaner going and stuff like that, and gotten some disassemblies and stuff. And they have made it so that that no longer really happens. They say that once you have disengaged from these NPCs, you will no longer be getting XP, loot, and stuff like that. And they say that the reasoning for this is to prevent things like banks closing after you leave the dungeon because an NPC that you technically had hit died while you were gone. And I can understand why that would be an annoyance, but I wish they had just made it so that only was removed, like the you'll no longer get the loot and stuff if you had left the dungeon instead of just in general, because it is a bit of a nerf to that KC gaining method. Now, it's not really a big deal, but it's just something that's been in the game for a long time and people have been using in order to get things like faster KC and maybe some invention components and stuff like that. Just seems like they could have come up with a better method to make this a little bit less of an annoyance for people who actually use this for their benefit, rather than, it's obviously annoying if it closes your bank, but it was something that people liked. So yeah, that is that. They added some stuff to the Soul Wars shop for the ring imbues. They added those not too long ago. The ability to imbue certain rings. Ooh, rip Hardcore Iron Man Peepo Sprint, dying in Hardcore Iron Man mode in a PvP battle. I always wonder, like, I see a lot of hardcores die in PvP, and I always wonder if that's like an intentional death or not. Seems to happen more often than you'd expect for hardcores to actually die in real, PvP, but perhaps not. Who am I to say? But yeah, that is that. I can probably go check out the Soul Wars interface once I just fill up my pineapples here, but yeah, I hope you've gotten a good little demo of the smooth movement during this. Like, it's still very obviously grid-based, the game in general, but it definitely just makes it look that little bit nicer, and I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it overall. And I assume actually next week we're going to be getting the daily challenge rework, because they mentioned in, I think it was a stream or something, they mentioned that the 16th was going to be the last update of the year. So supposedly we'll have the daily challenge rework next week as well. And while these aren't exactly content updates, these are stuff that's really nice to have in the game and that we've been wanting for a little while now. Also, reminder to anybody who might be using the Java client, that thing is going away very soon. I can quickly pull up the exact date. I don't remember 100%. One thing that's weird about this week is for some reason the game update for last week is still the top post on the homepage. Doesn't make much sense. Not sure why they have it like that. But yeah, the Java client is going away on December the 18th. So yeah, if you are still on that for whatever reason, make sure you switch over. But here we are at Soul Wars, and let's see these rewards. So they also said they updated the interface. Now I have no idea what it looks like before, but this looks like pretty standard interface for nowadays. You got your stuff, and then I guess other will have the ring imbues. Yep. So here you have all your ring imbues. It's actually pretty cheap, to be honest. But unfortunately, it's most rings that aren't really that good. The main ones you want to imbue are going to have to be from raids. So yeah, these are all locked. I assume it's not good that doesn't tell you what you need or like why it's locked. Like it's obvious like I need the ring, but still it'd be nice to say what the problem is. And then this one, I assume it's because I'm an Iron Man, but it also doesn't say that, so that's not good. Maybe they should add that to the interface. But you also have the option to imbue rings like that with Xanic. Oh, and that just brings up that interface. So I think previously you had to go through a chat dialogue to do it. Now they've added it to the shop, so that's good. Obviously not the biggest update or anything like that, but still good to see that they're touching up some of these old things. Definitely some old quests that could use a similar treatment. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the patch notes. There wasn't a whole lot in there, but mainly that God Wars 2 change has got some people kind of annoyed. I wonder if they'll revert it or actually do something similar to what I said, in that they could make it so it only does the removal when you leave the dungeon. I think that would be the ideal solution to this issue. But yeah, other than that, you guys, that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Not a whole lot to say. I mean, the smooth movement is nice. You guys can let me know what your thoughts on it in the comments. It definitely looks a little better. I'm just curious to see if it ends up being something that you actually have to get used to, or if things will still be easy to do, like avoiding Rax Cleave. Probably. I mean, I wonder what it looks like if you get pulled in by that. Is it still the same? Maybe you might mess up getting in the beam at Telos if it's a little bit weird. So hopefully it's still the same experience when you're actually playing. It seems to be, in my experience so far, but I haven't done any actual PVM yet, so it remains to be seen if it will actually affect anything. Hopefully not, but overall it seems like a good update to me. Hopefully next week they include a patch that addresses the issue where you sort of teleport after your surges and bladed dives and stuff, and then it'll be pretty much perfect. Nice couple little patch notes in there as well to just consider. And other than that, I will probably just go ahead and end the video off here. I'll probably make a new video during the week if there's anything interesting revealed during their live stream, and also we'll have the hardcore episode out on the weekend as usual. Just uploaded one yesterday. If you missed it, you can go ahead and check that out on my channel. And yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.